What's up, guys? So today, damn, I gotta shave. Today I'm doing a little my life video for you guys. I'm actually planning on doing one of these videos talking about my family a little bit, getting a little personal. But today I'm just kind of doing a little life update, I suppose. Recently I did a video showing the tree that fell down in the property, and you know, I kind of mentioned that this year sucks, and people are kind of asking what's going on, why you're down, that kind of thing. So I figured I'd talk about it a little bit. So, I think every single year, there's good things and bad things that happen. So it's not like this is a particularly bad year for everyone across the board. Everyone's life is different. You know, the most, worst years in history are some people's best years. It just depends. You know, the pandemic was a pretty rough year. But there's people who had babies and started a whole life together. People got married, all kinds of stuff. So there's always positive, with the negative. And I don't like making videos about negativity, and I really don't like doing the, feel bad for me type stuff. I'm never asking for sympathy or, hey man, it's okay, cheer up kind of stuff. I appreciate all that, trust me, I do. But I'm just sharing. That's all, I'm just sharing life. But some weird weather stuff lately. I don't know if you can hear it right now if I'm quiet. It's freezing rain. Driving home today, there was intense, heavy freezing rain in April, which is not normal. But anyway, yeah, and then also there's an earthquake today, which I'm sure you guys heard about. The earthquake, I think, was centralized in Philadelphia, but, people in New York City felt it, North Jersey, of course, across Pennsylvania, Connecticut even. I have in-laws in Connecticut that, said they felt something. I think it's just, isolated areas that, shook houses and buildings and stuff, and other places there was nothing. I don't really know how earthquakes work, really. It's not like just one area gets the same quake, right? There's all kinds of different reasons why some people feel it more than others, but it was substantial. I forget what it was, 5.8 or something, 4.8 maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's abnormal. We have the eclipse coming up. That's abnormal. Well, it's normal. It's just not, something happens often. I think it's every 20 years or something. So there's some weird weather anomalies, but that's just what it is. I feel like, and I commented, on the tree video, and I said, like, what it's not is global warming. And, I know that's a very heated debate. Some people believe in global warming, some people don't. I'm not, ignoring the fact that there's changes, what I mean? Like polar ice caps melting and things like that. I mean, you can't ignore that stuff. That stuff's real. Is it because of what humans are doing? I don't really know. I don't think so. And I commented this before too. I think that's the term global warming is very politically motivated. And I think that a lot of people use that to, get money and funding for all kinds of stuff. I just feel like, this planet was here before humans. If you believe in science and history and all that stuff, right, you have to believe that it was a rock floating in space way before people, and it'll be here way after people. So it's not like, I don't feel like we're affecting the planet negatively, towards the planet. I think it's laughable to think that humans can control that. And you can disagree with me, that's fine. But I think the fact is, and I don't think anyone can disagree, is that one day humans will be extinct, just like every other species, right? Things come and go. Life comes and life goes. Whether we're all going to move to a different planet or not, who knows? Couldn't tell you. But if you don't like my assessment of global warming is fake, I do believe in Bigfoot. So there's that. So take my thoughts and opinions with a grain of salt there. I don't take it personal if you believe in global warming and you believe in this, that, and the other thing. Even like when you talk about politics and religion, I don't get offended by other people believing different things than me. I don't care. Whatever makes you happy. You know what I mean? Certain people want to talk about, their God and everyone else is wrong. That's fine. You're allowed to believe that. And some people want to talk about, how their political party is the right way to live and they want to live a certain way that I don't like. That's fine. You can say that. You guys know I'm very pro-gun. Love my guns. Love my freedom. You cannot like guns. That's fine. I don't hate you because you have a different opinion than me. We're allowed to disagree. In fact, I think that's one of the best parts of being American, is that you don't really get punished for disagreeing. At least, you're not supposed to. there's definitely certain ways you can get punished for sharing an opinion, which is unfortunate. The internet is definitely all part of our lives, and sometimes you have to walk on some thin ice. If you say the wrong thing on the internet, it can affect your personal life. You can get fired and, you know, be canceled by your friends and family and so forth, right? So we live in a world where honesty is a little bit subdued. I don't know what's the right word. It's censored. Honesty is censored. We all have our thoughts, but you got to keep it in here. Because if you just let all your thoughts out constantly, you will get in trouble somewhere along the lines with someone, if not everyone. And I'm sure there'll be a day where they can, you know, pinpoint what you're actually thinking, and then we're all screwed. I'll tell you that. But anyway, so that's not what this video is about. I'm just rambling. But that's all my videos, right? Just me rambling. So there's a couple things that happened recently that just bummed me out, is putting it softly. I'll get to the biggest one at the end, which personally affects me. But the first thing is, I have a very good friend, and he's diabetic, and you know, he lost his wife to cancer, and that was already such a big shock. I mean, it's such a huge hit in life to begin with, but then on top of that, because he's diabetic, he took a fall, and by the time he got to the hospital, his leg was black. And I got this on a call, by the way. He called me, and usually texts me. We don't really talk on the phone. We talk in person all the time. But he usually doesn't physically call me. And so I got worried when he called me. When I called back, he's laying this whole thing on me. I'm at the hospital, and, you know, this is what happened, and they're going to amputate my leg from my knee down. Like, damn, that's devastating. That is, I mean, he already had a major life change recently. And I know he had some plans and goals, and he wanted to travel and do stuff like that. And that's just a big hit. And I feel for him. I think about it all the time. And I hope the best for him. It's just, it's hard. It's hard seeing people you care about and, you know, go through stuff like that. That's devastating. And then on top of that, there's a woman who I know, who I'm close to, who I talk to all the time. And she just got into a car accident. And she broke her neck, she broke her hand, she broke her foot. Now, previous to this car accident, we talked all the time. She has very bad knees, you know, very bad, like bone on bone almost. And she's been in pain for a long time. And you know, she was actually going to go for surgery soon because it was just so unbearable, her knees. And then this happens. Her car flipped over a couple times, landed in a ravine. It took a while for the firemen and stuff to cut her out. She was trapped in the vehicle. And she broke her neck in a very bad spot. And, you know, she's going to have a very, very long recovery. And it affects her entire life. I know her daughter, or excuse me, I know her son. I know her, you know, son's girlfriend. We talk all the time. And it's devastating. Her son, you know, has to take on all of this responsibility. And not to get into too many details, but, you know, he was originally going to move in with a girlfriend who just renovated her house. Literally spent a ton of money so they can, you know, be together and progress their relationship. And then this happens. It's a lot. It's a lot for anyone. You know, she's going to have like a neck brace for a long time. And apparently, you know, if she moves in the wrong direction or, you know, moves her neck at all, you know, these broken bones and fragments and stuff can sever nerves and spinal cord and blood vessels and arteries and all kinds of nasty stuff where she could be just paralyzed for the rest of her life, or that'd be it. And again, that's devastating news. That is like, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. And then there's a couple other little things here and there that aren't really a big of a deal in comparison to that. But then my life. Now, I've mentioned this. I get a little piece of my life in all my videos, right? Just little tidbits here and there. If you watch for a long time, you know a lot about me. There's a lot of things I've said over the years that it's personal. And I don't mind being personal. It's hard because, like, part of me really wants to just show my whole life. I have no filter, but I have to consider the feelings of everyone around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd love to show my wife, Christina. She doesn't want to be on camera. You know, I love to show more of my family. They just don't want to be on camera. And I understand that. I totally understand that. If they felt differently, I would definitely do, you know, some kind of vlogging. I would just film all kinds of stuff because I have the craziest things happen in my life. I mean, I do these story time videos occasionally, and it's 100% true. And I haven't shared even, 5% of my stories. I have so much to say and so many events going on. I wish like I can show you in real time, but again, I can't do it because no one's into it. And I understand that and I respect that. That's fine. But anyway, so I rent my house, and I mentioned that before. And when I'm finally gone from here, I will have quite a bit of stuff to say in storytime videos. But for now, for obvious reasons, I'm not saying anything. However, the house is going up for a sheriff's sale soon. And it seems like my landlord won't be able to do anything about it. So, someone else is going to buy the house, whether it's an individual or the bank or something like that. I'm sure they're going to want to flip it, and they're going to want me to get out of here. Now, I'm not going to get into all kinds of details about law stuff because I'm not a lawyer. I don't know much about real estate at all. Real estate law, anyway. So there might be a forced move soon, is what I'm saying. And it's a long time coming. Some things happen in life for a reason. And the older I get, the more I kind of believe that, is that, you can always put a positive spin on things. If someone just told you, hey, someone might, let's say you own your house even. Let's say you just outright own your house. And you just find out that like in 2 weeks, something's going to happen and you have to move. Whatever it is. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in. Now, some people are more mobile than others. Some people have no problem moving. They bop around here and there. They do it all the time. And other people just live their whole life in one spot. So obviously the level of anxiety that's involved with moving differs from person to person. I like where I live. I absolutely love where I live. However, when I fell in love with my wife and I got married, she came into my life. And we've shared my life together. And we've talked about it for years, ever since day one, that our plan was to move and start our life together new somewhere else. She was a city girl. I hate the city. You know what I mean? I love the country. I love suburbia. I don't like being in the middle of nowhere. I like conveniences and stuff. But, there's a fine line between like being in the sticks and being in the city, I want to have conveniences. I mean, as of right now, this is still a suburban area, but I got to drive a half an hour to go to Walmart, But I definitely don't want to be in a city. Anyway, long story short, my wife and I know that we want to progress as a couple. We want to have a baby. We can't do any of that stuff here, where I am. So I know it's inevitable. And I don't like change. I'm definitely someone who, I like the stability of repetition. And when there's change, it disrupts that, and it becomes I get very anxious about the whole thing, because I have questions. I have a lot of worry, what's going to happen with this, what's going to happen with that. I want to make sure I take care of business, Man of the house, husband, it's my job to do that. I try to absorb, the worry so my wife doesn't have to, but obviously she worries about stuff herself. So yeah, I mean, having a surprise, hey, you got to move now, that sucks. It happens to be really, really poor timing. I think in life, we have ups and downs in many different categories. Ups and downs in relationships, ups and downs at the workplace, ups and downs financially, ups and downs emotionally. I mean, you name it, right? Right now is a pretty deep down for finances for me. So to just move all of a sudden is rough, and it's not great timing because interest rates are really, really high everywhere. Rentals are not what I would consider affordable. I'm talking, and it definitely differs where you go in the country and stuff like that, but just anywhere for 100 miles in any direction from where I am, it'd be like $1,500 for, a one room, one bathroom studio apartment. You know what I'm saying? There are exceptions here and there. There are houses here and there that might be like $1,200 a month, $1,300 a month, or whatever. But there's a lot to consider too, with utilities and all that kind of stuff. So it's not, like I said, it's not ideal. But I do feel like whatever happens was meant to be, and it's something that we were planning on doing, just not yet, So the rush part of it gives me anxiety. The rush part of it, you know, makes me worry. But in the end, it'll be fine. I feel like it'll always be fine. You know, because your life is what you make it. Your happiness is what you decide is going to make you happy. You know, a lot of us lust for different things, items. You know, what makes me happy? A nice car, a big house, you know, lots of knives, whatever. But truthfully, that's because you set those standards. You can live in a trailer, all alone by yourself, having peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every night, watching TV. If you're happy, then you're happy. If you want more, then you have to go get more. Do you know what I'm saying? No one's going to do it for you. Some people get lucky in life. Some people have lots more help than other people. But I really do believe you make your own happiness. It doesn't matter if you're sitting, you know, in a mansion and you got all this stuff. There's so many people who have lots and lots and lots of money and are not happy and never will be. And there's people who are tremendously happy and they're poor. But they're happy because they have what they want in life. And I think we all have to really decide, what do you really want? What's really important? I think once you get married, your spouse or partner or whatever, they become the most important thing in your life and you want to make them happy. That's what brings you joy. And then I do feel like, even though I don't have kids yet, I feel like once you have a child, that's what brings you joy. And your life, you know, completely changes and your focus is not making you and your spouse happy anymore. You still do that. You try to do that. But your focus is on making sure your child is healthy and safe and happy as well. And so this is like the process of life, right? I know some people never have kids, and that's fine. That's a choice as well. But I guess my point here is that even though it brings me great anxiety and great concern and worry about having to just move overnight, if that's what it is, that's what it is. I'm going to try to make the best of it. You know, an old version of me would just kind of freak out and I'd be upset and I'd project that anger at everyone in my life constantly and be depressed. But, you know, I realize, I think I'm growing as a person, that what does that help? In the moment, yeah, being angry, and I've never been one to, like, you know, just like throw something across the room and make a mess and throw a fit. But I have pouted, you know, and sulked and felt depressed and was angry and, you know, things like that. I'm you know, trying to work on that. I think it's totally natural as a human to have that reaction when you have something that's unhappy. You know, when you have something that upsets you, yeah, you get upset. But I have to, or I should say I'm trying to, you know, just make the best of it. That's all I can do. And also, I'm trying to tell myself that, you know, things in life are all temporary until you make it permanent, you know. So let's say I'm forced to move and I move somewhere I don't like. That's okay. I don't have to be there the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? If I work hard and want to, you know, set my goals higher and be somewhere else, whatever, and afford to do that, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I guess it's just the abruptness of it. You know, we're planning, every year it seems like for the last couple of years, we're planning on leaving, and then it's just like, yeah, but this and that and this, that, and the other thing, and there's so much detail I can't even begin to express in this video. But there's always been like a really decent reason as to let's do it next year. Let's get all this stuff in order so that, you know, when we do it on our terms and everything and be good to go. So yeah, I do have a little bit of a trick up my sleeve. I'm definitely not a lawyer, and again, know very little about real estate law. But I have an idea. If my idea doesn't work, then lawyers will laugh in my face and or sue me. I have to go to court, which is great material to film. Maybe not in court. I don't know if I can film in court. Can you? I don't know. Anyway, if my idea goes right, if it works how I think it should work, then I should be able to cover myself and I can stay here for a while. We will see. I'll keep you up to date on that, regardless of how it works out. Oh, hold on. All right, sorry about that. Just got a call. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep you up to date either way. If it works out or blows up in my face, I'll definitely let you know what the idea is after the fact. I can't really talk about it right now. But I thought it was a smart idea, but maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's something obvious and it's just like, no, that won't work for whatever reason. But I got my fingers crossed. We'll see. So yeah, there's people in my life and around me. And in addition to what I've said in this video, there's also a couple people who I talk to online that just aren't doing good either. And that weighs on me too. These are, you know, when I talk to you guys, and it's, you guys are you guys, it's the people watching the videos. You know a lot about me, and I know some stuff about some of you, and a lot of you are just strangers. And when you send me messages and we have a little conversation, I don't feel like we're strangers anymore. Even though I really don't know you, I feel like we know each other, and I feel like we're friends. And even though these are people I've only maybe communicated with a dozen or two times, but when they tell me stuff about their life, I take it personally. I feel like that's my friend who's having this problem. And that weighs on me too. That's always weighed on me. I've had people send messages like, you know, dude, life's tough and that's it. I'm just going to end it. Just want to let you know, because we, you know, talk knives or whatever we do. And I'm like devastated. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I talk to them and you know, knock on wood, there's been, I hit the wood or the metal? There we go. There's been only one person that never wrote back. And I don't know what happened to that person. I don't even know who they are. But everyone else, and there's been like 4 or 5, we still talk. And, you know, I think that's great. I think that a lot of people find themselves in low points in life, and, you know, there's always a solution. And when I talk to people like that who are just severely depressed about whatever, and some of these people have some really good reasons to be depressed, I try to remind them that life's short, you know. So I mean, you know, not living yourself, or however you want to say it, I never saw that as an option ever. I think that's probably the worst thing you could do in your entire life, is waste life. And I understand there's some people who have some really messed up situations, and I understand why they consider that to be an option, but I don't think it is an option. I think our life is already too short. And I think no matter what you're going through, there's always some kind of a solution and some way to find happiness. And that's it. And you have to spread happiness. You have to help other people and be nice to people, you know. I'm guilty of, you know, I don't know, being inconsiderate sometimes. No one's perfect. You know, I remember like maybe 2 weeks ago or so, someone was like driving really, really slow, and I passed them, you know, and I felt bad afterwards. I did. I'm like, you know, as I'm driving down the road, I'm like, you know, I could have waited another couple minutes. I mean, the road was like it's normally a 45, and people drive 60 consistently. That's not even considered speeding. That's just like the new speed limit for the road. And this person was literally doing 30, like 28 to 30. And I'm thinking, what the hell are you doing? And I had somewhere to be. And that's all. I just passed them. I mean, I waited until I felt like it was safe. But I passed them, and then afterwards, I'm like, you know, why did I do that? I could have waited an extra few minutes. Like, you know, life, you get caught up in stuff, you know? It just made me feel like a bad person. To be honest with you, I felt like an idiot. Like some kind of like, you know, scumbag. It felt like it was a dirty move, you know? So, you know, I'm not perfect. Obviously, I've never claimed to be. But it's moments like that that I regret, and I try to be a better person. And like the next time I'm behind someone super slow, I try not to do that. I try not to get into political arguments with people on the internet. I've done that before many times where, and it's not really political. I'll make a statement about something, and then someone's like, hey, you're wrong. And I'm like, I don't know, this is why I think I'm right. And they're like, no, you're stupid, or you're wrong. And then I get mad and get defensive, and I'm like, hey, you know, you're wrong because of this, this, and this. And I do all the wrong things, like, you know, pick apart someone's character as opposed to maybe, you know, focusing on the actual subject of the argument, you know. I get heated, just like everyone else, you know, but then I always feel bad. Sometimes I'll have an argument, and then like mid-argument, I'll just flip the switch, you know, and just be like, hey, you know what? This is not worth arguing about. I feel like it's better to be the bigger person and just be like, dude, I don't care. Like, I'm not passionate about our argument. It's just you personally annoyed me, so now I'm making it my goal in the last 15 minutes to piss you off. You know, but ultimately, I don't really care. I'm not trying to piss off strangers or upset people over stupid arguments that really don't mean anything to me. I can't speak for other people. Maybe they feel very passionate about what we're arguing. But more times than not, when I post an opinion, and I'm very opinionated, you guys know, you see the videos, I got lots of ideas and lots of opinions, and they're not all right. And not everyone agrees with me all the time. You know, even making this video right now, I'm pretty sure in the beginning of the video, when I talked about global warming being BS, that annoyed some people. and that's okay. You know, you don't have to agree with what I say. You don't even have to like me. You don't have to watch these videos. I just share me, my imperfect self. That's what I do. And sometimes I learn from these experiences. I learn from you. I learn from other people, and I'm trying to be a better person. And that's what I think it's all about. I think it's fantastic to communicate online with people because I have learned a lot of stuff. I have learned lessons, you know. Like I said, with this upcoming move and everything, possible move, I should say, a lot of people I've talked to before who've taught me things. I mean, that's what's brought me to the point where I'm not just freaking out, you know, because I realize it's not helpful at all to anyone. You have to focus on what's going on. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be annoyed. I'm going to be pissed off, but I have to bottle it up just a little bit, not all of it. I know that's bad too, to constantly bottle your, you know, frustrations and anger and all that kind of stuff, because you're going to crack one day and just explode, and who knows what you're capable of. But, you know, I have to suppress my personal feelings to get business done, you know, and then when everything, the dust settles, I can enjoy and look forward to a new positive start. That's how I see it, as a new start in life, right? One thing that is true: everything has an end. Nothing lasts forever. You'll never hear anything more true today. Everything has to change eventually. That is a constant. That is fact. It might take a long time. It might take thousands of years. But everything changes with time. So you have to embrace change, and you have to, you know, make the best of it. So that's all. So, like, you know, when I'm commenting or making a video, if I seemed a little bummed out, it might be for like the moment, but it's not like my whole day or my life. I'm not depressed. I'm not a depressed person. I do try to, I honestly feel like I'm a happy person, and I feel like every single day I laugh. Every single day I have a good time. I might be grumpy for a little bit, you know, but I get over it. Just a little mood, your mood changes, you know. But I don't hold on to anger or anything like that for days and weeks and just rot from the inside out mentally, because that's what it'll do to you. If you hold on to that stuff, it will just tear you apart and you'll go crazy. Life is not fair. That's also another important fact you've heard today from me. Life is not fair. And there's lots of examples of that. And that's okay. You know, it doesn't have to be fair. You just do the best with what you got. And if you want more, most of the time, you can work harder and get more. Sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you work. Certain things you just can't replace. You know, when your parent dies, your kid dies, a friend dies, nothing you can do about that. You know, you lose your job, you find a new job. You know, if your house is going to be sold, even though you don't want it to be, it's okay. You find a new house. You make a new home. So just trying to stay positive. That's it. So I appreciate you guys watching the videos. And like I said, I mean, I really do appreciate when you have genuine comments about like, hey, keep your chin up and all that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you, I'm not depressed. Going into whatever the rest of my life has to offer with a smile, because that's all you can do, right? I've always been told this when I was younger: you can laugh or you can cry. Every time situations happen, those are your options. Laugh or cry. It's easier to laugh, right? It's sad to cry. So you just make the best of things and move on. That's it. But I do have a caveat. Obviously, I make videos, right? I share my life. So with big life change comes all kinds of video opportunities. That's another silver lining, you know, for me personally. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'll keep you, you know, in the loop of what's going on with me. And like I said, I give you little bits here and there outside of my normal stuff. You know, I love testing gear and I love trying things out and telling you what I think of it. I mean, that's what I do here. But the bigger picture really is just sharing my experiences. That's all. I'm one person. I'm living my life. Eventually I'll be dead and gone. And that's okay. There'll be other people to watch and listen to. I'm just one little tiny chapter in the overall book of life, right? So, but I am glad that, you know, there's a handful of you that just, you know, watch everything. And I really appreciate it. I think it's awesome. And I've said this many times before, but I watch videos too. So what you're doing to me watching this and, you know, feeling my emotions personally and taking it personally, I do that with other people too, who I watch. You know, so I think that's totally normal. this is the reality show on the internet, only it's more reality than what we see on TV, right? It's not staged or anything. I mean, some people can stage their videos, I suppose, and that is, you know, something that happens, but this is just me. You know, I try to share the good and the bad equally, but we'll see though. But anyway, as far as you guys are concerned, if you find videos like this entertaining, there'll definitely be a lot more in the future. And like I said, when I move, which is inevitable, I don't know when. Could be next month, could be 2 years from now. Whenever I actually do move and settle in and stuff, I'll show you guys all kinds of stuff. I'll have so many story times on this house, my landlord, my area where I live, other people. Oh man, I've had to bite my tongue for a long, long time because of obvious things that you'll know in the future when you hear them. And so yeah, I've held back with all kinds of juicy stories and stuff, so that's kind of exciting, right? Eventually you'll hear that stuff. But anyway, in the meantime, I gotta go. I'm still working on the tree, chopping at some stuff. So yeah, it's kind of fun, but it's tiring, obviously. I've probably tested, there's only 3 fixed blades, I think. No, there's 4. There's 4 that I use a little bit just to chop up stuff, but it's been fun. It's just the bigger, you know, the actual trunk of the tree and stuff, I'm gonna have to break out an axe, because using even bigger fixed blades, I mean, that gets fatiguing after a while, you know. You get a couple inches in and my arm is just shot. But anyway, so that's all. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully we have some nice weather. Hopefully we get some actual spring soon, because this is some BS. Earthquakes and friggin' freezing rain. Here it comes again. You hear it? Freezing rain. Why? We just had snow. We had snow yesterday, and we have freezing rain today. It's like 32 or 34 degrees, I think. Windy. This is not the April I'm looking forward to. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. And don't worry, I'm fine. These aren't like, you know, help me videos at all. I'm just sharing my life. That's all. Giving you a little peek into what's going on with me. So hopefully, you know, enjoy the video, and stay tuned. A lot more to come in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.